right, guys, Dani Williamson here, Integrative Family Medicine, and I have got Brianne Bullock here with Metagenics, and tonight is not Sunday night. It's Saturday night, and so it's confusing to me. It's like, what the heck are we doing? And we are talking about metabolic detox, number one. Who needs a detox, right? What is a detox? What is a metabolic detox? And then we're going to talk about the power of SPMs as well, Specialized Pro Resolving Mediators right there. I am so honored to have Brianne here tonight. I've been wanting to do this for such a long time. And this is her very first Facebook Live, guys. So let's show her a ton of love. As soon as you get on here, click your heart buttons, click your like buttons. Tell us where you're from. Okay. What? Oh, good Lord, I got it turned on here on my phone. Tell us where you're from and ask your questions. And then we will answer them as soon as this is over or before it's over. All right. So tonight, welcome, Brianne. I'm so glad that you're here.
It's fun. Saturday Night Live, I guess we have to be funny, huh?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Saturday night tonight. So yes, cheers. Here's to you. All right, guys, you guys are logging on. I am so excited to see you. Tell us as soon as you get on here. I'm on my phone. I can see who's on. Tell us where you're from, and you can put your questions up here. All right, Tammy, it's good to see you. So, guys, we're going to talk about the 10-day detox tonight, right? Who should do it? Again, it's not a matter of, are you toxic? Do you need a detox? The question is, how toxic are you? Am I right on this?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
We are all toxic. Oh my goodness. We got a Sara from Australia on here tonight. Sara, I went to Australia. I took a solo trip to Australia 2 years ago, and I'll tell you about it later. But while you guys are getting on, we are getting ready. We're going to talk first about the power of Specialized Pro Resolving Mediators, right?
That's right. Yeah.
So for those of you that don't know, I had COVID last month on my birthday. It was horrible, actually. And I spent 5 days with a headache. I mean, literally just pulling my hair like this, my head hurting, telling you guys on my Facebook Lives I do every day, talking about my headache. And people were saying, all of you are, oh, yeah, I got a bad headache too. It's barometric pressure. You know, weather's changing. Well, I thought it was barometric pressure. And I worked Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, half a day Saturday at the office with this headache. Had no idea I had COVID. I've never had it. I don't have headaches. Well, the one thing, I got diagnosed with COVID, all of that, I still wasn't thinking clearly. The one thing that stopped my headache with one dose, 4 of them, 4 of those little baby pills right there were SPMs.
Mm-hmm. Amazing, huh?
Okay. And I've talked to patients about this. I've talked to all of you about this. This bottle's $118. This is not cheap stuff over here. There's 120 in here. Mm-hmm. And I refused to sell these for years because they were too expensive, and I just didn't think they did anything. And Brianne patiently, year after year, month after month, would say something. Talk to us about Specialized Pro Resolving Mediators. What are they? What do they do? And who needs to take them?
So 4 years later, I finally got Dani to start using SPM. So 4 years later.
I'm very conscious about money. I'm a single mom, and I'm like, what the hell? $118? Until I got sick. 4 years. But now they're stocked like 5 deep in the office. Mm-hmm. Okay. Tell us about SPMs.
Yeah, so what SPMs are, as Dani said, is they stand for Specialized Pro Resolving Mediators. And we've actually worked with Dr. Charles Sirhan at Harvard Medical School to develop this formula. So it is an exclusive formula for the oil that we use in our formula. He has been studying Specialized Pro Resolving Mediators for over 30 years. So in the world of integrative medicine, he is the expert on SPMs. So what they are is they're very specifically extracted fatty acids, lipid mediators that are downregulated from EPA and DHA. So the neat thing is that your body actually makes them endogenously, which means that it makes them on their own, not from a food source or anything else. But the issue with SPMs is that your body is not either making the right kind or they're not producing enough. So as you may know, there's a conversion that takes place from EPA and DHA. It comes from alpha-linoleic acid to EPA and DHA, and that conversion is only around 15%. When you take the EPA and DHA to your SPMs, it's even lower than that. And there's several different kinds. And the ones in our formula are two specific ones that have been studied to help resolve inflammation. So that's kind of the high level of what they do.
Yeah, and so talk about how they resolve inflammation instead of blocking inflammation, because I find that fascinating. Like NSAIDs, like Aleve, block inflammation. They don't resolve inflammation. They block it, like so many things do. So from what I understand, and tell me if I'm wrong on this, because I really didn't start studying SPMs until I got COVID, right? And I needed to do something to relieve this headache. From what I understand, they kind of act like Pac-Man, macrophages. They act like they gobble up the inflammation, stop it before it really happens. Am I correct on this? What do they do exactly?
Yeah. So there's two different phases of inflammation. There's an initiation phase and a resolution phase. So the SPMs come in that resolution phase. And what triggers inflammation in your body? There's several things. It can be a bacteria, a virus, it can be an acute injury, it can be a lot of things. And your body's natural immune response is to send white blood cells, neutrophils, to that site. And they go in and they kind of tell your body to stop the inflammation. So that's the first phase. But during that process, what the neutrophils are doing is they're actually they're creating a lot of damage. So they're trying to stop the process of the inflammation, but they leave behind a lot of debris in the process. So what the SPMs what they do is they come behind that initial phase, and they act as macrophages, which is another immune cell. Those little Pac-Man, that's what they look like. And they come behind that first phase and clean up the debris, and then they're actually able to help send your tissue in your body and bring it back to resolution. So it's the only thing that allows your body to actually heal that damage that was done.
Yeah, it's fascinating. So who would take SPM? And we do have a question on here about surgery as well. So is this something that the average person would take in place of? Because I did have this question. I wasn't sure about this. If they're taking fish oil already, would you take this in addition to a fish oil, or would you just take SPMs? That's the first question.
Okay. Oh, I can answer that now. I thought you were going to ask another one. Yes, they should actually take both. The SPMs are so unique in what they do in your body, which is resolving inflammation. And that is their number one focus. That is their main goal. EPA and DHA from fish oil does a lot of other things as well. So it's very necessary to have that. I mean, they're specific for helping regulate different metabolic issues that you have, heart disease. DHA is really good for fetal development, eye health. So there's a lot of other factors the EPA and DHA are really good for. So I do recommend taking both of them.
Okay. And so a couple of things. I have some testimonials to this from people that are not even patients of mine, actually. But Jude says, I love the name Jude. Oh, I mean, I want to name my next dog Jude. Of course, you have to get the dog first, figure out. But anyway, how many SPMs can you take at one time after surgery?
So what I can say is that there is a lot of emerging research right now that is being developed for post-surgery use with SPMs, and the studies are very promising in how quickly somebody heals by taking SPMs. So the healing rate increases by 50% in some cases. They're still emerging. The research is still emerging. So we don't have an exact number on that dose. However, the therapeutic dose that we have in our formula based on the research is 2 per day.
That's right.
Practitioners that they do loading doses for specific conditions. So I would leave that up to, your practitioner. But as far as a specific number, I can't answer that yet because it's just such new research.
So we know at least 2. I took 8 a day. It cost me $8 a day to take that when my head was hurting so badly. Now I'm just taking like 3 or 4 a day, and then I'll go down to 2 because my head is still a little weird from it. But I took 8 a day. I took 4 in the morning, 4 in the afternoon. With the first dose of 4, my headache was like 90% gone. I have never seen anything like it in all of my life. I mean, ever. And I don't get on a bandwagon often, but it was absolutely unbelievable. This gal says, whoops, let me show you right here. She says, can this be taken prescribed with, can this be then, I think taking it, can you take this if you're on blood pressure medicine?
There's no contraindication with blood pressure medication.
No, there's no contraindication. I don't think with SPMs at all.
There's not.
You bet. Yes, Debbie. Excellent for chronic inflammation. Now, so this is interesting. So my cousin texted me, and then we're going to get talking into this about the detox. But my cousin had COVID the exact same time that I did, and she had the headache. We had the same symptoms. And she lives in Missouri, and I live in Nashville, which is hilarious. And I hadn't seen her in probably 5 years. But she says, this is her text message to me from January 27th. I truly think the SPM is already working on me. She took 1 dose. Tonight was my first night without a horrible headache. And today, that heavy feeling was not present. I'm still listening to my body. I'm resting, doing all that. So grateful for your advice. I love you, Dani. And then she said, I'm ordering more tomorrow. I ordered a small bottle just to make sure. She said, I did not take my meloxicam yesterday, pain medicine, anti-inflammatory, yesterday or today, and normally would have been hurting so bad. I have 0 back pain, Dani. Yay. What?
I love that. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And when I shared this on Instagram, there was a lady who said, I've been taking it for 3 years for rheumatoid arthritis. No more prescription medicine. No more pain. What? Now, you combine this with an anti-inflammatory diet, which is what we're getting ready to talk about when we talk about the detox. So there's no contraindication with blood thinners, is there?
No contraindications with any medication to my knowledge. Like I said before, you make them endogenously. So it's something that your body already creates. You also can get them down-regulated from food sources as well. So there is not any contraindication.
That's right. And yes, you can't take NSAIDs. You have an inflammatory disease. Would this be okay? Yes, Jane, it would. It would. And yes, also on this, Sara, with Lyme disease. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm going to tell you, this combined with a sauna was a game changer for me. It was. It really was. And we could talk for hours about this, but SPM, Specialized Pro Resolving Mediators, you can look them up. We have them on our website. So Metagenics does not recommend that you order them from Amazon. And talk about that real quickly because they made us open a store, a Metagenics store, and I have the store. Now, where is it? Let me show it right here. There we go. Just so you all can know, DaniWilliamson.com. And then if you'll scroll down to store, you'll see the Metagenics store. Boom, we have it set up where all you have to do is click the link and go in. But you don't recommend buying your products off of Amazon, correct?
I personally would not buy any supplements off of Amazon. But I work for one of the largest practitioner exclusive nutraceutical companies, and I just know the level of testing that goes into our formulas, and I know that they're safe. And I think there's a lot of plagiarism and some things that can happen on Amazon. So better safe than sorry. And, we also have that True Quality website where you can look up any of our formulas and see the testing that was done in them. So you can't do that with those.
That's exactly right. So guys, that's a little bit, 14 minutes on SPMs. If you have any questions about SPMs, put them up on here. Brianne and I can answer them tonight and tomorrow. So Brianne, you'll be able to see the questions and stuff. And so, but we're going to get into what we really are going to talk about tonight. But I couldn't help but do this because I'm a believer now. I was wrong. I was wrong. You all don't hear me say it often, but I do admit it when I'm wrong. And I was completely 100% wrong about SPMs. I don't care.
Sorry.
I would have paid $200 to have that headache go away. So it was, yeah, I was wrong anyway. So if you take 2 a day, like the bottle says, eventually there's 2 months worth in there. So that's not like this is just 30 days. But guys, we're going to talk about metabolic. She has an amazing dog. Bring the dog in. Go get the dog while I'm talking about detox.
She's in here. She heard a door shut, so she started barking. She's good.
Okay, listen. Who needs to detox, right? Who needs to detox? Well, here's the big question. Do you have fatigue, fibromyalgia, joint pain, rheumatoid arthritis, migraine headaches, bloating, gas, gurgling, elevated liver enzymes? A lot of people do. Do you drink more than you should, right? Do you drink more than what's recommended? Do you have autoimmune disease? I mean, you name it. Food allergies, food sensitivities, right? Histamine issues. Are you sensitive to smells and toxins and all that? Well, yeah, you probably need a metabolic detox, right? It's as simple as that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Not only are we toxic, there's no question about that. Our babies are being born toxic already with chemicals upon chemicals upon chemicals in their umbilical cords. We have research that shows that. Now, we don't detox babies, but we're going to talk about the Metagenics 10-day ultra clear detox tonight. This is mine. I'm going to start. There's Jackson. It says big reds only. Everything of mine in the office. They drink my stuff. They take my things. And so Jackson wrote that on there, right? Big red only, right? So I have done. So here's the thing. I spent 24 years seeing doctors, 24 years, colonoscopies, endoscopies, barium enemas, barium swallows, rheumatologists, psychiatrists, dermatologists, 10 doctors, 24 years before a doctor ever looked at me and said, Dani, what are you eating? Do you know your diet controls your disease? Do you take digestive enzymes and probiotics? Do you know your food sensitivities? Okay. Changed my entire world 11 years ago. The very first thing Dan Cal did to me at Cool Springs Family Medicine was put me on this detox right here. It didn't have my label on it back then, but it was the Metagenics 10-day. What? I never heard of a detox, right? So before Brianne gets into talking about this, there's a huge difference between a detox and a cleanse. A detox, a cleanse, I tell patients, is kind of like a street sweeper, right? It just kind of sweeps things around in your body. It doesn't really get rid of toxins. It doesn't do what Brianne's going to talk about, how this detox does. It just kind of pushes things around, right? And it can be harmful. Cleanses can. Depends on what kind of cleanse you're doing, right? You do some juice cleanse with tons and tons of sugar, juice in it. This is a true liver detoxification program, right?
That's right. There's a big difference between a cleanse and a metabolic detoxification program.
Tell us about a metabolic detox. Tell us about this detox right here.
Yeah, absolutely. So our detox program, we were the innovators for metabolic detox at Metagenics. We've had it since 1992. And for those of you who may be familiar with Dr. Jeffrey Bland, he's kind of known as the godfather of functional medicine. And he was one of our lead scientists for a long time at Metagenics and participated in the formulation of our detox powder. So what it is it's a science-based approach to help with mobilizing toxins and excreting them from your body. And that's all 3 phases of liver detoxification. So phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. I think what goes missed a lot in liver detoxifications is that last phase, that phase 3. So we have additional components to the formula to actually help excrete the toxins, because it doesn't do any good if you're immobilizing them and bringing them into your circulation and then not letting them leave your body. So with our Ultra Clear Renew formula, we actually have specific ingredients to help with that excretion process. We also have major phytonutrients in here that help to with the detoxification of heavy metals, specifically mercury. They help to enhance and increase a protein in our body that attaches to toxins to eliminate those heavy metals. So all science-based, all research-based. We've done the science on it, and it's just a great program if you're trying to feel better.
You bet. I do it twice a year. I usually do it in March and October. I always do it in the spring. I always do it in October. A lot of people are like, why don't you do it in January? Well, I feel fine. I mean, I eat clean now, through the years, so I don't need to do it in January, really. I do it in March before spring, right as spring is coming, so I feel like a rock star in the summer, and then I do it right before the holidays, which I think is fantastic, because once you finish this 10-day detox, you don't want to eat sugar. You don't want to go back to gluten and dairy, which I'm gluten and dairy free anyway. Sugar is my weakest link in the whole thing. It's unbelievable how incredible you feel if you meal prep. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. We're going to let Brianne talk a little bit about phase 1 and phase 2. And this detox has been around for 28 years. Yeah, 28 years. It's the leader. This is the number one. There are a lot of detoxes out there. And I can tell you right now, we are a big detox proponent in our office because it's 10 days. You can do anything for 10 days. If you're a woman, if you're a man, I tell them all the time, you're a man, you can do anything for 10 days. You're a woman, 10 days is nothing, right? And you are not hungry at all if you meal prep. If you don't meal prep, I mean, we cheat when we're not prepared. And I don't know about you, Brianne, but I'm not cheating with salmon and broccoli and Brussels sprouts and kale. I can tell you that. I'm cheating with whatever's available in the kitchen, right?
That's right. Yeah. There's times where I've done the detox and I get so full, I can't drink another one of the shakes, because you can eat as much as you want. And that's the great thing. It's just a very restricted food plan, but we give you all the tools to follow and a shopping list that those are the foods you can have. It makes it very simple.
That's right. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about this. I'm going to pretend that every single one of you are a patient of mine. And this is how I talk to patients on the very first visit. And I tell them my story after I listen to theirs, and then I talk to them about the detox. I tell them what Dr. Kalb said. There are 3 pages of unbelievable food here. 3 pages of 1 ingredient Mediterranean diet food. I'm a huge fan of a Mediterranean lifestyle. That's really what this is a Mediterranean lifestyle. Here's what's on it. All the fish you can eat, all the beans you can eat, all the nuts, seeds, fruits, and vegetables that you can stand. Your liver detox, your detox shake. You're not hungry if you meal prep. What's not on there: gluten, dairy, soy, corn, sugar, eggs, peanuts, no red meat on it, no pork on it. There's no wine on it, and there's no coffee.
I'm just kidding.
So I'm not on the detox tonight. So
yeah, neither am I. So cheers.
Exactly right. So there's no wine. And I'll tell you what's the hardest for patients is the coffee. It really is. So I tell patients, which I'm sure you tell people the same thing too, start weaning down, plan this. You cheat when you're not prepared, right? Mm-hmm. So start weaning down, go to half calf for a week, for 2 weeks, whatever you need to do. I don't care. Go to half calf, and then go to, however you want to wean down, because there's not any caffeine on it. Now, I do have the occasional person who says, I drank 1 cup of coffee on it. I'm like, whoa, don't tell me. don't tell me. If you do that, if you decide you're going to do it, like if that's the only thing, holding you back from doing a 10-day detox. Now, I don't know how you feel about this, Brianne, but I'm like, well, I don't care. Then drink organic black coffee.
Yeah.
If that's what you're going to do.
I actually was talking to one of our doctors yesterday who mentions that if caffeine is that big of an issue for them to get rid of, that espresso actually is a good alternative, but not your espresso from Starbucks. Something that you're making at home, very clean, very organic, like you mentioned, can also be an alternative. But the goal of it is it's a very low allergenic plan. So it's an elimination plan. If you have any food sensitivities, by the end of it, you should be able to tell when you reintroduce the foods what your body will react to.
That's exactly right. That's why I do it the very first 10 days after the patient sees me. And then I transition them to the basic elimination diet, just not those 7 foods. So this detox, through the last 28 years, they have dumbed this down to literally detoxing for dummies, people. I mean, it is that simple. And I tell that every day to people. They're like, oh, okay. And if you can see, I don't know if you can see, day 1, that's day 2. Well, anyway, day 1 through day 10. There's no guesswork on here. I mean, there is 0 guesswork. If you are one of those people who says, I can't come up with stuff, I don't know what to do, well, that's fine. Then you follow this. Am I right?
Yes.
To the letter of the law. Now, the back of the book has recipe after recipe after recipe in it. I mean, there's tons and tons of recipes in here. Now, if you're a person who doesn't like to cook much, you don't have to follow these recipes. Just keep it real simple. Broccoli, cauliflower, kale, cabbage, I don't know, whatever's allowed on it, right? Olive oil, salt, and pepper. Pan-sear a piece of salmon, some halibut, some trout, whatever. Keep it real simple. Great big salads, and then your detox shake. I'm telling you, you're not hungry.
You're full.
Yeah. When in fact, days 5, 6, and 7, you're drinking 4 of those detox shakes a day. Most of the time, honestly, for me, I can't get the 4th one in.
Yeah.
I go into like day of 12 or something because I just can't get 4 in because I'm so full.
I agree. If, like you said, if you plan properly, you won't be hungry at all. This is not a plan to starve you or be a calorie restricted plan. I will say a lot of the people who do it do lose weight. The more you have, the more you can lose, but that's not the intention of it. You know, the intention is to help detoxify your liver and help your symptoms feel better that you may be experiencing.
That's right. And you know, the liver has over 500 metabolic functions in your body. What? It is it is right over here on the right side. It kind of wraps around. It's the largest internal organ in there. It's about 4 pounds. It metabolizes everything that you put in your body and on your body. It goes through the liver. And when the liver is gunky, when the liver doesn't work at 100%, 110%, then you start backing up toxins in your body. It's not a true heavy metal detox, but it does detox heavy metals. Am I correct on this?
That's right. Specifically mercury. We've had a lot of research that mercury is the most excreted.
Yeah. And so the liver... and what I tell patients is just what Brianne said. It's not a weight loss, but you can't help but lose weight most of the time when you're eating that clean. And what is so incredible about this, my patients come back in. I know I've done it for 10 years. And you know, Brianne, it's interesting. Before you came to Metagenics, there was no fish on this. It was only vegan. Did you know that?
I did know that. I wasn't around for that, but I've heard that. I'm glad they changed it because I like to eat protein, fish.
So the first 3 years or so that I did this, there was no fish. It was beans, nuts, seeds, fruits, and vegetables, your detox shake, and your daily detox support. So tell them what is in this, which is almost like a multivitamin to me. I have some patients who just take this daily. Tell them what this does.
So it's funny that you said we sometimes will call it a multivitamin for your liver, the Advocare or the daily detox support that you have. So really what that does, it has specific nutrients in there. So like I said, there's phase 1, 2, and 3. Phase 1 is your biotransformation phase. That's where your body's trying to transform the toxin because toxins are very fat soluble. When they're fat soluble, it makes them a lot harder to be excreted. And not only, but they're getting stored in your tissues, in your brain cells, in your fat cells. That's what's causing a lot of the issues and symptoms that you're experiencing. So with the ingredients in the shake, and then specifically in that Advocare, which has a lot of support for phase 2, the nutrients in there, the second phase is called conjugation. And what they do is they help to turn those fat-soluble harmful substances or toxins into water-soluble compounds. Now that they're water-soluble, your body can actually work to excrete them, which is phase 3. And things that we added to the Ultra Clear shake to help with excretion is potassium citrate. And the reason why we added that is because it helps with making your urine more alkaline. And toxins pass easier in an alkaline environment. Typically 7.0 to 7.2 pH is the best for passing toxins. Now that goes for sweat as well, and then feces. So we've added specific fiber in there for obvious reasons. Typically what fiber is meant to do is attach to the toxins in your intestines and then, go through your poop. But if your gut is not working properly, or you have what Dani always refers to, and we all refer to as leaky gut, they're passing through your intestines, and that's where they're going into your circulation, and they're storing in all of those different cells where you don't want them to be. So the excretion part of this program is probably the most crucial, because if you can't get rid of it, it'll recirculate into your blood system and then cause even more symptoms.
That's exactly right. So we have 3 ways to excrete toxins: urine, sweat, and poop, right? And so poop, we're going to poop and pee. Well, hopefully we're going to poop every day, but not everyone sweats every day. And I really recommend to patients, I'm like, you need to sweat. If you don't have a sauna, then you need to get in your sauna at your gym. If you don't belong to a gym, then you need to find a way to sweat somehow during this. It takes the detox experience to a whole nother level. Now, if you don't have a sauna and you can't sweat, I don't recommend also. So a lot of people always ask me, okay, Brianne, there's a couple of questions that always get asked to me. Mm-hmm. Do we keep our regular exercise? Do we still go to CrossFit or title boxing, right? Well, if you read your book, it specifically tells you don't do that intense, right?
It does say not to do it. I would follow the book. Yeah.
I agree. So yoga.
But you can feel a little bit worse before you feel better. Your body's doing a lot to get rid of it. So it is probably safer to avoid exercise during the 10 days.
Yeah. Intense exercise. Keep walking. Go. You can do Pilates. You can do, meditation. But the sauna, I can tell you right now, the times when I detox, now I have my sauna at home. I just had to order another one for the office. I was like, I'm not bringing this booger back at all. So I ordered another. The times that I would I would sit in the sauna while I was detoxing, completely different experience, and truly colon hydrotherapy. So when I would do colon hydrotherapy, when I detox, totally different. You lose more weight. And again, colon hydrotherapy is like an hour-long enema with a colon hydrotherapist. We happen to have one upstairs. And whenever I do it with Teresa while I'm detoxing, completely different experience. I lose more weight. I feel less bloated, less joint pain. Now, there's someone on here that says every time I do this detox, I have hot flashes by day 3. It's so funny, Amanda. By day 3, my joints don't hurt. But on day 3. Now, why would you be having hot flashes by day 3? Could be multiple reasons, right? Hormones are metabolized through the liver as well. Do you have any thought process on that?
Estrogen metabolism and detoxification pathways work so synergistically. Also, when when you're doing the detox, you're exposing your circulation to these toxins. So your body is trying to kind of fight whatever is going on. So the more toxic you are, you will have symptoms, especially probably during those days 3 through 8. Headaches can flare up, hot flashes, uncomfortable feelings that are actually related to high toxicity. So those are normal symptoms to have, and they're not desirable. Nobody wants to feel that when they're trying to detox, but that's the purpose of the program.
Yeah, it is. That's exactly right. How does the shake taste? I like it. Now, again, my friend Michelle, who works over at Cool Springs Family Medicine, we both just drink it straight up, just water and the detox shake. Now, that's an interesting question. It's a good question. It's a medical food. So I tell patients every day, this is not Smoothie King right here. All right. This is a medical food shake. Some people like it, some people don't care for it. Am I right on that?
Absolutely. Especially if they're not used to drinking a protein that's not whey, because whey is going to have that more smooth texture.
That's right. Whey is dairy, by the way, for those of you that don't know. So, and we don't want any whey. No way. No way in your shake. Now, the beauty, I just drink mine with water and keep going. Now, when I have the time, I use their recipes, which are fantastic to make their shakes. I mean, you don't even know that's a detox shake. I don't mind drinking it at all. But again, and it's so funny because some people love it when they do it. And they're like, Danny, they're so cute. They'll come and go, Danny, can we drink this like just as our protein shake? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Go knock yourself out. I drink this about 3 times a week. Do you drink it during the week?
I do. I do a scoop of that with a scoop of the Ultra GI Replenish. That's my protein shake.
Well, your favorite shake is the Ultra GI Replenish.
Yeah, it's my favorite, but I like to continuously detox. I mean, I do my hot yoga. I'm big about it. So I think it's important to continue to do it.
Yeah. So how does it taste? I personally prefer the vanilla, and that's what we have. We have every flavor in the office, though. There's chai, right? Berry, berry, and vanilla. And the reason, and we keep it all in the office. So if you want a chai detox kit, that's fine. We private label the vanilla because it's more versatile. And you can put all the berries in it and it's not sweet. I think the berry one is sweeter tasting. Do you agree with me?
Some people love the berry. It's probably my least favorite. My favorite is the chai, but when I do the program, I always do the vanilla because when you have that much chai over 10 days, it can be too much. The vanilla you can mix and make smoothies, and we have the recipes like you said, and that's going to be the one you use for it, the vanilla.
Yeah, I love the vanilla. I think the vanilla tastes great. I love it. But they do a 10-day detox, and guess what? They do a 28-day detox that I've never done. I've never done it. Allie, my office manager, she's done the 28-day multiple times with her husband. Speaking of, for those of you that have a partner, a husband, a wife, a spouse, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, something, if you can get them on board with you and you do it together, it's way better. And you are more successful than if you do it alone.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic when you have somebody to do it. Like I don't have a spouse or a partner or anybody really. But one of my best friends from college, she and I usually do it together. She lives out in Utah and we do it together. And it's just good to know, you're on day 6 and we're just cheering each other on at all. But tell us about the 28-day. Who in the world would do a 28-day metabolic detox?
So the 28-day detox was designed for patients who may need to take a little more time doing the detox. So for instance, an example, if somebody is having hot flashes and they're extreme or having really bad headaches every day, there's a good chance that there might be a little bit more toxic. And we have a questionnaire. I don't know if you use the Dani questionnaire. It helps them determine, looking at symptoms, how toxic they are. And we recommend anybody over a certain score does the 28-day program. So it's just a less progressive. It's smaller scoops every day, less pills every day, or less supplements every day to make the process of detox a little bit slower so it's not an overburden with the 10-day. I say most people do well on the 10-day, but there are benefits of doing the 28-day if you're more toxic.
And the benefits in general of a detox, right? Less fatigue, less joint pain, sleeping better. You talk about sleeping like a log. I mean, I sleep like a log on the detox. Now, some people don't poop as good, and I have some people who don't poop well during the detox. What are your recommendations for people who maybe get constipated? They say anything?
I mean, I would try maybe to add additional fiber. Also, making sure they get plenty of water. I think many times people aren't doing as much water as they should.
That's right.
But yeah, you don't want to detoxify a person that's too constipated because then it's gonna get stuck, right? So trying to get that problem fixed first would make for a better detox.
That's right. That's exactly right. Another question that comes up oftentimes with patients, do we stay on all of our supplements while we're doing the detox and you're taking this? And I get this question all the time and I really never know. I say, well, stay on what you want. I don't know. I usually stay on mine. What do you do when you detox? Do you stay on your supplements?
I don't all of them. It just depends on what I'm taking at the time because I'm always taking new things. And like right now, I'm really big on boosting my immune system. So I'm taking all of our immune stuff.
I've got it right here. There's
yeah, taking that. And I take SPMs every day. There shouldn't be an issue with doing it. There just might be a little bit of an overlap. Like if you're on a multivitamin and it has a lot of the phytonutrients that are in, it won't hurt you, but it's maybe not as necessary. But there shouldn't be any issues with it.
That's right. And Stephen, you can, or Beth, I'm not sure which one's on here, but yes, you can still take magnesium. I take my magnesium every single night when I go to bed. I take magnesium 3 and 8 for my brain. Actually, it's Metagenics. I take Metagenics 3 and 8. And I stay on that whenever I'm on the detox. In fact, if you have a tendency to trend towards constipation, I think that definitely you may want to up your magnesium during it. So some tips on that would be increase your water. Make sure that you're drinking a minimum of half your body weight in ounces every day. Okay. So during this detox and maybe even more, right? So increase your water, wean down on your coffee ahead of time. Don't over scoop. This is a big one. All right.
Yeah.
If you read the booklet, which some people don't, it says shake up your bottle or your canister, right? Just use it as a little arm workout. Don't over scoop because you'll run out of powder, right?
Yeah, exactly. So shake it before you scoop it. It's all by weight. So if you have a more packed scoop versus, one that's just loose in there, it's going to make a difference. So shake it before you scoop. That's the recommendation.
That's exactly right. Ideally, you would sit in a sauna, minimum, well, of course, 64 ounces of water. Eat plenty of food. Don't get yourself hungry. So I have traveled all over the country the last 11 years doing this detox right here. I've gone to Mississippi State football games in the alumni tent, eating my salmon and broccoli while everybody else is eating toxic barbecue and chips and Diet Coke and all. I mean, you can travel and you can do your detox. You can work and do your detox. But the key is meal prepping. If you're in a job that you have to be in a car traveling, which not many people are doing that right now. So ideally, this is the perfect time to detox, right? While we're kind of, not necessarily quarantined. But if you work and you're a traveling salesman, well, this one right here is a traveling salesman. You pack your cooler and keep it in the car, don't you?
You have to. There's not many things you can order outside of cooking your own meals during the detox program. So when I'm traveling without being on the detox, I tend to pack my lunch quite a bit. So yeah.
Because cooking is self-care, people. I say it every day. # cooking is self-care. It's as simple as that. And the more you cook at home, the better you feel. You're in charge of your own health. Then if you're going to let a restaurant control your health, I'm sorry. If you don't think that the food industry is controlling your health and your high blood pressure and your diabetes and your high cholesterol and your autoimmune disease, you are sadly mistaken. Yes, you are. Okay. Anything else on the 10-day detox? Anything else we should talk about? Is there a contraindication to the 10-day detox?
There are a couple. If you're on a potassium-sparing drug, typically it would be a diuretic for hypertension. There is a contraindication because of the potassium that we do have in the Ultra Clear Renew formula. There is an alternative, and you can order off Dani's website. If you just do the Ultra Clear Plus, it does not have the potassium in there. So that's a safer alternative, and you can follow the program exactly the same. The other contraindication is if you have kidney disease. Kidney disease, you cannot have too much potassium, so that's another contraindication with this formula. But other than that, it can only help you.
That's correct. But I also get a lot of questions about pregnancy and breastfeeding. And I tell patients no, because we don't have any studies on that. Am I correct on that?
We don't ever do studies in pregnant women or babies. Better safe than sorry. Let's just keep them good, get the baby out, and then they can detox all they want after breastfeeding.
That's right. That's right. Oh, they're so excited. The ones who have detoxed before they got, let me tell you this, guys and ladies and gentlemen, if you are trying to get pregnant or you think you may want to get pregnant, or if you, let me tell you something that tends to turn on a pregnancy or get a person pregnant quicker than anything is a 10-day detox. We get the voicemails, we get the emails after somebody detoxes. Well, so-and-so's pregnant. And I'm like, they just did the detox, didn't they? Yes, they did. It's bizarre.
It's your body working the way it's supposed to. Yeah. Two of my favorite products today that you talked about. So
yeah, the SPM and the detox right here. So SPM's inflammatory, anti-inflammatory. They work like an anti-inflammatory. They help decrease the inflammation in your body, right? They help decrease the pain, the headaches, the joint pain. It's fascinating to me. I gave these SPMs to a patient who had a car crash on I-65 right here in Franklin. Boom, went right into the retaining wall, and oh my Lord, everything was beat up to heck. This was the only thing that worked on her acute, had a car crash pain. And I didn't have it in the office. I had to have her order it because this was prior to me having COVID. She overnighted it in. It was the only thing that I could think of that would help her, and she didn't want to take pain medicine because she was going, anyway, ended up having to have surgery, but it worked. It worked. And Beth, I'm not sure what you're talking about is okay with synthroid. The detox and the SPMs are both fine with synthroid. The 10-day detox, completely fine with synthroid.
Yes. Everything's fine with SPMs. The only, like I mentioned with detox, are your potassium-sparing drugs.
That's exactly right. Marilee, the name of the products are SPMs and 10-day detox, Ultra Clear from Metagenics. And I've already posted on how you can get the Metagenics detox if you want. Now, here's the beauty of Metagenics. When you log into their website, if you go to our website, you can just click right on the Metagenics website under store. Their website is loaded with so much inflammation. Good Lord. So much information. Am I right about that? You so much information on the Metagenics website. There's education, video.
We actually have a dedicated website for our detox program. It's called clearchangeprogram.com. So it has a ton of resources on there. Our shopping list is on there, videos, blogs, recipes. So you can always go on there and check out some more information as well. Clearchangeprogram.com. Same as tons of information.
I just posted that for you right there. It's up there. So no issue, no problem there. Yeah. It's I'm just going to tell you right now, it's the #1 detox on the market. There's a lot of detoxes out there, and and trust me, we sell a lot of detox in the office. Every company known to man sends me detox because they know, all of my reps know that I've had every detox come in from every company who makes a detox, every nutraceutical company. And I try them, but I know where the #1 is. And there are multiple companies who make things that are fine, right? But when you're talking about a metabolic phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 liver detox, like big time stuff, this isn't just vitamin C. I mean, you could buy vitamin C from multiple sources and, and things like glutamine, L-glutamine. But when it comes to something like a detox program, you want the best on the market. And it's Metagenics. It's hands down, it's Metagenics. And I don't monkey around with it. So we offer one product in the office. And I'm grateful that you're here. And I believe in it. And I would have never known about it. It would have taken me years to know about, unless Dr. Kalb had not started me on it 11 years ago. And I bitched and moaned and carry on. I mean, I was like, what? I mean, I can say this, she can't say this, but, because, we're so emotionally connected to food, people. It's not even funny, but you are not eating. You're not hungry. You're eating so much food. Now, you may not be what you're normally eating because, there's a ton of cauliflower, kale, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, broccoli. I mean, my gosh, you can eat carrots now on certain days, right? Cucumbers, garlic, eggplant, jicama, mushrooms, okra, peppers. I mean, there's a million different things on here for you to eat. And it's an amazing time to try something new.
Yeah. Very diverse foods you can have on there. I mean, you can get really creative with it. So
yes, you can. And yes, it would be an excellent thing for him to work on because there's you're not eating any sugar on this detox right here. And so it would be an excellent thing for him to try, right? Yes, you could detox and then do the SPMs, or you could do them at the same time. It's totally up to you. And guys, I didn't even tell you, and so that's probably not fair. This detox has been the exact same price for 10 years, as far as I know. I don't think it's ever gone up. It was $120 10 years ago when I did it, and it's still $120. So it's not dirt cheap, but it's $120 for 10 days of completely resetting your body.
well, and it saves you from eating out. So I know when I do it, I save more money because I'm buying my foods, making my foods, and drinking the shake. So it really actually is a cost savings for me personally.
Yes, and so I failed to tell you that, guys. It is. But anyway, I just wanted to let you all know a little bit about the 10-day detox and about the SPMs. These are two things. Detox I've done for 11 years. I usually do it in March. You guys can do it. You can order it. You can come by the office and get it. We keep it in the office. You can do it with your friends. My suggestion is call your friend and say, let's detox together. If your spouse or your partner won't do it, let's detox together and let's do it. You talk about a change. I guarantee you, if you do it one time, you'll do it again.
Because you feel really, really good.
Yeah, it's crazy. It really is. Now, day 3, day 4. I mean, the patients who really, struggle 3, 4, I mean, their head is hurting them and all that because they cut coffee out or alcohol. By day 5, it's like a whole different world. Things turn around, right? Yeah, they do. So I appreciate you guys being on here tonight. Holy cow, there's all kinds of questions, Brianne. Brianne's got plans.
I'm kind of sidetracked reading them on the side over here. Angela just said the vegetarian chili recipe is very good, which I've had too. I made it for your talk a couple of years ago.
Brianne came in a couple of years ago and did a detox talk for a lot of our patients. And yeah, the vegetarian chili recipe, which is in here, is excellent. But their website, the clearchangeprogram.com, is an excellent website that it explains the detox. It has the recipes. It has the booklet on here we give you, if you get it from us, you get 2 booklets most of the time, because most people want to take one to the grocery, so that number 1, decide what it is you want to eat. Number 2, go to the grocery. Number 3, come home and meal prep it. Chop it, cook it, bag, or cook some things. Chop it, cook it, bag it, meal prep it, and then get started on it. And I start usually on a Saturday or a Sunday. I think they recommend starting on a Monday. And then you have one weekend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, guys, I appreciate you. We've been 55 minutes into this. Angela, it's good to see you on here tonight. Next week is Valentine's. Well, yeah, it is Valentine's Day next Sunday night. Holy cow. Well, I have Louise Swartzwalter coming on from louiseswartzwalter.com, and we're going to be talking about love, but we're also going to be talking about brain mapping and neurofeedback, and she is absolutely fantastic. We're going to be talking about balancing the brain, love, and all the things. She's really fascinating. So she wanted to do it on Valentine's Day. I said, perfect, we'll do it. The 6 Steps to Healing class, if you live locally, the 6 Steps to Healing class is February the 25th. And if you come to that, that's an in-person class. It's $35. I think it's $35. You get a free bottle of Metagenics vitamin D3. We give that out in there. And it's 1,000 international units. You get all kinds of information on this 10-day detox. It's all on my 6 steps: eat well, sleep well, move well, poop well, decrease stress, and cultivate community. So it's an in-person class. Everyone is socially distanced in there. It's February the 25th at 1:30. You sign up online. If you live locally, this is in person. We don't have it on virtual yet. We will at some point. But Brianne, I appreciate you. Do you have anything else you want to say? Oh gosh, there's one more question up here. Cindy just asked.
Yeah. So if you think about any type of chronic illness, chronic condition, 90% of the underlying cause is going to be inflammation. Now, MS is a little bit trickier. I mean, it's a neurological function, but there is emerging research coming out where they've been studying specific neurological conditions. And when they look at those patients, their SPM's levels are a lot lower than the average person, which kind of goes hand in hand of what they need. So I would say anybody that can drink a pill should take SPMs. In my personal opinion, there's not anybody who can't benefit from taking them. So yes, I would say yes to your question.
Well, Brianne, you take SPMs before you work out, right?
Mm-hmm. I do. I take 4 every day, sometimes 3, depending on how I feel, before I work out, because I personally, there's no science or research behind this, but when I take it, and I feel like it gives me a lot more endurance. So when you think about when you're working out, you are having inflammation, right? When you're running, when you're doing things, lifting weights, that's an inflammatory response in your body. So taking the SPM for me personally helps the way I feel during a workout, and I think helps with my endurance.
Well, I told Jackson about what you do before workouts today. Jackson went mountain biking today on his new mountain bike he got, and I had him take 4 before he left. He called me when it was, he said, holy cow. He said, that was incredible, Mom. So he apparently, I mean, I don't know if it was just the bike or the SPMs. I think it was a combination of both. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm a true believer now. I really am. I think my mom, with her chronic arthritis, like her knees, both of them need replacing, and she has Alzheimer's. So they will not replace her knees. They're recommending we don't, because again, anesthesia, right, will increase the Alzheimer's. And so I think this would be a great thing for her. But with the neurological studies that you all are studying on this, I mean, the guy who was a part of creating this has only studied SPMs for 30 years. Can you imagine? I never even heard of SPMs before you all came out with them. I mean,
we were the first ones to come out with them.
Yeah, which was what, maybe 5 years ago, 4 years, I don't know.
Probably around 4, because it was when I started. So 4 or 5, about, yeah.
Yeah. It's fascinating. Like I said, there's a lady on Instagram who said she has taken them for her rheumatoid arthritis and no pain the last couple of years. Yeah, it's quite fascinating. It really is. Again, it's not dirt cheap, but wow, if you are creating, we have them endogenously already in our body. We make SPMs, but like you said, the studies show that certain people, certain autoimmune conditions, certain neurological conditions, they have lower levels of endogenous SPMs in their body, meaning their inflammatory response, they have more inflammation. It's quite fascinating. So Linda, we've already talked an hour about SPMs. So whenever we finish this, you can go back and listen. At the very beginning, we had 20, 30 minutes on the power of SPMs and what they are. Basically, they are going to help resolve your inflammation going on in your body. Okay. All right, guys, we appreciate you. We are right at 1 hour. We went 45 or 15 minutes over. So Brianne, I appreciate
you. Thanks for having me. This was fun.
You are fantastic, guys. Show her some love right now. Hit your heart buttons, because she has never done a Facebook Live on talking about this. And I just appreciate you so. Oh, they are you can't see it on here, but they're throwing up hearts like crazy.
Thank you. I'll go back and look.
There's a reason this girl's a rock star right now. I mean, she did this tonight. I'm sure she's going out to eat and have a big old margarita or something after this. I'm nervous wreck.
I might stick with the wine, but yeah.
Stick with the wine. All right, guys.
Answer some questions probably tomorrow.
Do that. So tomorrow morning, or tomorrow, not necessarily tomorrow morning. She will come on and she will answer questions tomorrow. And we appreciate you guys. You guys have a wonderful tomorrow's Super Bowl. I'm cooking pan-seared ribeyes, baked potatoes, asparagus, a big old microgreen salad, and I'm making some sort of non-dairy. I'll do a little live tomorrow. You'll see. This is the first year I haven't made wings in forever, but don't use tomorrow as an excuse to eat crappy food. Okay. Even if you make wings, you can eat good food. I'm doing 1 ingredient food tomorrow. Big old ribeye. I'm so excited. Pan-seared ribeye. Woo! But tomorrow night, Super Bowl. You guys have a fantastic night. I appreciate you. I love you. I am feeling literally back 100%. And that just makes me so happy. All right, Brianne, have a good night. Don't go anywhere.
Okay.